Good evening, everyone. I'm Chris with the 365. I'm here in Chico, California. I am here, and there's a large anti-needle exchange program protest going on. There's also some advocates here. We have interviewed some of each of those and have gone through the crowd and taken a look so you guys can see what this is actually like here. There's an estimate of about 1,500 people here tonight. So it's been very heated in parts, and it has also been a very good exchange in other parts. So you'll see that following in the video. There's somebody who's a little anxious right now. So thank you very much for watching. Shortly, the Chico City Council will meet to have discussion on the needle exchange program, either pro or against. Can you state your name for me?
Jody Galloway.
Okay, and what is your profession?
Wildlife biologist and business owner.
Okay, and we're here. Why don't you explain why we're here today?
Okay, so we're here today as a community. We've galvanized around this issue about this free needle distribution program. It was explained to our community that it was a needle exchange program. I'm going to, be used to stop diseases. But then we realized that it's not an exchange. It's a distribution program. It's a free distribution program. And not only that, is that it's a free drug kit giveaway program. And the ramifications for that is all these drug kit paraphernalia is finding its way throughout our community and other communities, which is why people from Princeton, Gridley, and Oroville are all here today joining us in this protest to try to ban the needle program until there's a higher level of accountability.
Hi, Linda. So this is the former mayor of Oroville,
Yes.
Linda. And so why are you here in Chico right now at this protest?
Well, if you recall the 8 years that I was the mayor, one of the things that I used to say is that we're all sister communities, and anytime Chico has issues, it spills into the sister communities. And this is a very difficult situation for our society as a whole. But one of the things about this so-called exchange program, it's not really an exchange program. They're just giving out free needles and paraphernalia, and it's not the correct way to do it. Even an exchange program is a band-aid to the bigger issue. And I believe that if we don't help support Chico in their endeavor, it's just going to spill into our community. So I felt it necessary that I come over and help support our neighbor city of Chico.
All right, thank you.
It sounds nice.
You can help us kind of moving people back, and we will protect you guys over here on the white, and then we'll make sure that you guys get some room. Okay? Is this better? You don't accept us.
Hello. I was wondering if you could tell me why you are here today and what your position is on the needle protest / advocacy.
Okay, my name is Lindsay Briggs. I am a professor of public health. I have a PhD in public health with a focus in health behavior, which is the study of people, why do they do the things that impact their health. So from the study of health behavior and from public health, what we know is the most effective way to treat HIV and hepatitis C in injection drug users is to have freely accessible needles, right? We may be uncomfortable with that for lots of reasons, right? Needle use and drugs is not something that we're like, yay, this is exciting. But what we do care about is people getting HIV or hepatitis C. And so we don't want that to happen. Why? Well, number one, it's the caring and compassionate thing. Number two, it's a really costly thing, right? So hepatitis C treatment, A, doesn't work on everybody, but B, when it does work, costs somewhere between $30,000 and $80,000 per person to treat. Okay? For HIV, we know HIV is a lifelong disease, and so for HIV treatment, annually people spend between $20,000 and $40,000 to treat HIV. The reality is that about half of the people who have HIV are receiving public assistance, right? So the public is paying $20,000 to $40,000 a year per person for HIV treatments. So it's curious to me that people who are fiscally conservative, who want to have small government, are not advocating for the most cost-effective solutions, right? Yes, of course, needle is not great, but just saying don't use needles doesn't actually make anybody quit, right? And so one of the things people say is, well, I'd be more comfortable if it was a one-on-one exchange. I hear that, except, again, the science tells us that a one-to-one exchange actually doesn't reduce HIV and hepatitis C infection, right? Because somebody who's going to shoot up is going to do it no matter what. And so they need to have clean access to needles in order to help stop transmission of HIV and hepatitis C.
Okay, and where can people find out more information about this?
So all major health organizations advocate for needle exchange and needle distribution programs. And so if you want to look for more information relevant to the United States, you can go to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, which is our national public health source. You can also look for sort of national or international stuff at the World Health Organization. If you want to look at California-specific stuff, you can look at the California Department of Public Health. You can also look at the American Public Health Association for more information. That's the professional association for public health researchers, academics, and educators. And finally, if you wanted to look at local sort of stuff, find the City Council meeting where Butte County Public Health did a presentation on needle programs. They endorsed it and talked a lot about sort of all of these things, about the positives, the benefits, why direct exchange doesn't work, and all those different sort of things.
What do you say to the argument that this should maybe be in a more secure environment, such as a hospital or a public health office?
If somebody's willing to open that, sure. Until that's open, we're going to make sure that people are getting served now, because HIV isn't going to wait. And so if Enloe or if the county health department wants to take this project on, we'd be happy to do that. There are challenges to that, right? Some people are going to say, I don't trust them. Are they going to track me? Am I going to get arrested? Whereas with a nonprofit, we know people know that we're not there to harm them. We know that we care about them and that they're here to be able to advocate for them. And so that would be the one drawback. But certainly, if Chico wants to take on a needle program, we would be super happy about that. It would lighten a lot of our loads.
Well, I imagine there could be some sort of one-on-one if you have an issue, contact us and we can do something separate.
Yes.
But still, in the end, maybe keep it out of it.
Yeah, we would totally be into that. For right now, all we got is what we got. And so we're doing with what we got until something better comes along. A lot of the opposing side just wants to say, no, don't do this, no, not that. And for us, we're like, well, we have to do something. And so what we're going to do is this. If somebody comes to us with a better idea and it's ready to go, sure, we're totally open to that.
This is what City of Chico will look like without sitting live.
Nobody wants to spread disease. Nobody wants to be involved in spreading disease, and everybody wants to be involved in stopping the spread of disease. And the cost of HIV and Hep C, like you mentioned, is high for people that have it, right? But here's the deal. There were 5 cases of HIV in Butte County last year. So it's statistically insignificant, the amount of cases of HIV in Butte County. So it's kind of like a crisis that isn't here yet and that we're talking about, right? And we're also being very myopic. We're talking about drug users and spreading disease to a very small population, albeit a valuable and worthy population. You're missing the collateral damage on the community because these people are in a circle of addiction. They don't have jobs, and to feed their habit, they have to steal from you, me, from every business, and all these people out here. And we we feel the collateral damage of this free needle program, and nobody is worried about the cost that the community is facing. They're just worried about this very small people that are suffering in a cycle of addiction that these people seem to not want to stop but enable, and that's the concern. So again, we're focused on spreading diseases to the addicted population, which is a worthy cause, right? But if those people discard their needles in a park and a child steps on that needle and then they have a disease of no fault of their own, what's the cost of that? It's an immeasurable cost that none of these parents want to experience.